Hi, I'm LP Master 6. Welcome back to Pokemon Yellow. This is Nugget Bridge. Beat us 5 trainers and win a fabulous prize. Think you got what it takes? That's right, buddy. I've beaten these 5 trainers probably 100 times in my entire life. Woo! I almost said each, but that's technically the same thing if I'm beating them all every time. But anyway, okay, grass and... not poison, but grass is weak to bug. Not that you have to worry about that too often. Oh, you know what? No. Come on, this is a level 14. We can take him. We got this. You got this, Bulby. It doesn't matter that you're a little weakling, that you're a little bitch. It's just gonna be... this is gonna be painful. But I want Bulby to get this experience, and yes, I am not cutting out these fights because they are required trainers. And they're just kind of classic. This is the first part of the game where you can really just relax, kick back and focus on the battling, and it's kind of... it definitely is a little soothing. Like, you're not stressed out about the caves, you're just north of a town, you're up here training, usually, because a lot of people recommend this, especially if your starter is Charmander in red, green, or blue, that you... yeah, we'll go ahead and swap out. That you go up here and train before taking on Misty, because her water type is going to decimate your Charmander. Because obviously, in case you couldn't guess, fire is weak to water. And of course, fire is good against grass in turn. So the 3 starter types have a little rock, paper, scissors thing going on. But last time I promised I was going to talk about some of my experiences with Pokemon. Because I do that with every game I play, but I feel like I've got way too much to go over on Pokemon. I did my best. I have no regrets. Okay, I actually cut away and healed just because Bulby sucks right now. I'm second. Now it's serious. Sorry for all the banging. That's me slamming my controller into my water bottle repeatedly on accident. Oh, great. More stuff Bulby is weak to. Oh well, we can take care of this, no problem. So, I was actually originally going to be born, I believe, on the day that the Pokemon anime aired in America. I was born 9 weeks early, though, I think. Or 7 weeks early. I was born 7 weeks early. My actual birthday is August 8th, but I was going to be born in September. And I was born at the exact perfect time to have Pokemon be my very first obsession. I was so into Pokemon. I had Pokemon pillow covers, Pikachu pillows. I had a ton of Pokemon stuff. Normally, grass is weak to poison, but Bulbasaur is grass poison, so we don't have to worry about it. Oh! I wasn't paying attention. We finally learned Vine Whip. Take a look at this. We only have 10 PP for it, and I didn't think about that at all, because Nidoran's poison, which is... grass moves are not very effective against poison. Oh my god. Why are our stats so bad? Whatever. I tried. I had a bunch of Pokemon VHS tapes. It was my favorite show as a kid. I loved Pokemon. I never really felt out of Pokemon. I started getting the games when I got a Game Boy in, I think, 2004, 2005. Probably early 2005. No, it had to have been late 2004 when I was in kindergarten. The Game Boy Advance SP was already out. And my mom bought me an original Game Boy Advance, but she thought it was going to strain my eyes too much with how dark the screen was, so she returned it and got an SP. And I eventually got my first Pokemon game, for the Game Boy at least, my first main Pokemon game on eBay. It was Pokemon Red, because red was my favorite color, so it only made perfect sense. And then I eventually got Blue and Yellow, kept moving on up from there. My first experience with Pokemon was actually Pokemon Stadium on my aunt's Nintendo 64. I never found out if she was actually really into Pokemon, but she had Pokemon Stadium, so probably a little bit. I meant my first experience with Pokemon games, because my first experience was definitely the anime. And I have since read Pokemon Adventures, the manga, multiple times. When I'm talking about this stuff, I'm talking about exclusively the Generation 1 aspects. I've experienced a lot more Pokemon than just Generation 1. Come on. I don't want to use a potion. I can't use a potion. I never bought any potions. And he's got quick attack. Well, he's not going to do 9 damage, right? He might. He might do 9 damage. I'm not going to risk it. Oh, Hyper Fang is devastating. See, there's one move in the game that's a something Fang that takes away half of your current HP. And I always think it's Hyper Fang, but I don't think it is after what it did to Bulby a little bit ago. Ooh. Okay, we don't use Bulby for that anyway. Me and all my friends, it being the early 2000s, were way into Pokemon, and they all eventually fell out of it except for the nerd types that remained my friends. Pokemon is very, very important to my childhood, and I have been fantasizing about Let's Playing it for so long now. And it just feels good. You know, I used to tell other kids, like, oh yeah, I've beaten that game so many times. I completed the Pokédex. And I did that with all games pretty much, but especially Pokemon, because all my friends were into Pokemon and I just had to be the best. It's like, yeah, I got all 151 Pokemon, no problem, multiple times. Ow! Stomped flat! I did my best, I have no regret. That's what the other guy said. I'm number 4. Getting tired? So, it got to a point where I lied about that stuff so much as a kid. I didn't realize until I was like a late teenager, early adult, that I had lied so much that I ended up believing it. And I thought back and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't do any of that. So I don't actually know the first time I beat Pokemon, like the original Pokemon games. I could have been an adult for all I know. Because I have so many vivid memories of beating these games as a kid when I know I didn't as many times as I told everybody I did, but I have all these vivid memories explicitly, and that's because even before I beat any games, I would be able to tell people I could and tell them anything about the game because I studied the player's guides like crazy. I'm not gonna bother sending out Bulby. I should just so he can get the experience, but that's a waste of time for you guys, especially when I'm showing all these fights. Sorry. I said I was going to show every required battle, didn't I? So, you know what you're in for. I don't really know how to do Pokemon. I know in RPGs, like, random encounters you just cut out after a certain amount. I did that perfectly fine with Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings. But here it's a little different. You got wild Pokemon and trainer battles. I did my best, so I've no regrets. That's fantastic. Okay, I'm number 5. I'll stomp you. Oh, I forgot. I'm not cutting this out. This guy's actually kind of hard. He has a Mankey. Sure, we'll Leech Seed. Please don't do that much. Bulby, why are your stats so bad, buddy? Come on. Hopefully his special is low. Grass is also a special type. I cannot believe this. It'd be fine if I bought potions, but I keep forgetting every time I go back to heal. It doesn't matter anyway. Bulby's not doing any damage. I really thought Vine Whip was like the best move ever thanks to the anime and the early games as a kid. Oh my god! And yes, Leech Seed still works even if you swap out Pokemon. Oh no! We might... I cannot believe this! Are we gonna have to pull out Grant? Well, maybe I can kill him in one hit. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, thank God. I was so worried about dying to that Mankey. Alright, level 15, that's not bad for training so far. Whoa, too much! I did my best. I have no regrets. What do you think? Still loves it. Okay. Congratulations! You beat our 5 contest trainers! You just earned a fabulous prize! Red received a nugget! By the way, would you like to join Team Rocket? We're a group dedicated to evil using Pokemon. Want to join? Are you sure? Come on, join us! I'm telling you to join! Okay, you need convincing. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. I love the Mafia reference there. Is that just strictly a Godfather reference or just an in general, like, Mafia reference? I don't actually know. My father might know. But I'm not going to ask him. That's right, there are 6 required trainers on the bridge. And I'm not going to bother wasting our time trying to use Bulby for that. Hopefully his stats get a big increase soon. So a nugget is a selling item. It doesn't do anything, but it gives us money. So it is sort of an interesting way to keep money hidden away. So if you die, like, it's not lost. I guess you could do that. I'm just going to sell it to free up item space, inventory space. Sorry, Bulby. You're just screwed out of this fight. God, Fabric is so great. I need to name more Pokemon after my cats. Arrgh! You are good! With your ability, you could become a top leader in Team Rocket. That's right, this whole thing was simply a Team Rocket recruitment tactic. Man, fuck you, buddy. Ooh, Red's all pissed off now. Hello. I'm not good at raising Pokemon. I should release my Charmander because I haven't raised it well. If you promise me you'll care for it, it's yours. You got it. You want to give a nickname to Charmander, the Fire Starter, which we will also be using on our team. Yes, I am using all the starters. Pokemon Yellow is the only main series game, I think, where you can get every starter. And in this case, there's 4 because of Pikachu. We are going to name this as a tribute to my friend Galen, whose favorite Pokemon, one of his favorite Pokemon, is the Charmander line. And he always nicknames his Charmander Char. So there we go. Char was sent to Pokemon Box 1 on PC. So we have Fabric, Bulby, and Char. As well as our support team. You know, Grant and Floppy. TM45 is... Hold on. Is this Thunderwave? I think it's Thunderwave. Yes. So, we don't need that. I guess we'll save that forever if we ever get rid of Thunderwave and decide we want it back. But I'm going to go get Char out for us. There's his stats and his moves. Ember is, of course, a fire-type move. That is an offensive move. Bulby did not start with one of those for his type. That's okay, though, because I like Bulby a lot better anyway. So now we already have 3 main Pokemon. Just within 2 parts of each other, we got 2 more. More importantly, number 4. Charmander, the lizard Pokemon. The flame at the tip of its tail makes a sound as it burns. You can only hear it in quiet places. So one thing about Bulbasaur I forgot to mention is that nobody knows whether to classify it as a plant or an animal. Charmander has a much more sad, neat fact. If the flame on its tail goes out, it will die. So you cannot leave a Charmander out in the rain. The trainer up on the hill there saying he's no good at raising Pokemon is a much nicer version of what happened in the anime. In episode 11, Charmander, the stray Pokemon, Ash finds a Charmander who's been lied to and abandoned by his trainer, Damien. Ash then convinces the Charmander to stop being loyal to Damien and come with him instead. And of course, Charmander almost dies by being left out in the rain. It's a very sad episode. But we actually have more Pokemon to catch, so I'll see you then. But first, I'm saving here to make sure I don't run into a little surprise. Because there is a surprise right here. It's that trainer. I am not fighting that trainer right now because I need to save his fight. The glitch I've been talking about, I've been saving for, requires 2 trainers. And one of them you have to have walk up to you And as you step onto the square where they get the exclamation mark above their head and notice you, you have to press start and open the menu and have a move that lets you instantly teleport, fly, whatever, away from the trainer. So as you're leaving, they'll still walk up to you and the game will think you're in a battle. You then go try to fight the other trainer, in our case, the one in the Cerulean Gym. And then after that fight, we can encounter some interesting Pokemon or battles that are entirely glitches. They're not supposed to be there. I mean, the battles themselves are in the game's code, but you're not supposed to be able to encounter them. And we're using this for a very special Pokemon we cannot catch otherwise. But more on that later. Oddish, the weed Pokemon. It may be mistaken for a clump of weeds. If you try to yank it out of the ground, it shrieks horribly. I would love to hear that. Nope. Sorry, I can't think of anything good. I just thought of Odie, like the Garfield character. Leaving this in to show you the bottom of the route is nothing but water that we cannot access. However, you may have seen in town that there was a cave across the water. How do we get there? Ooh. Bellsprout, the flower Pokemon, prefers hot and humid places. It ensnares tiny insects with its vines and devours them. Sure. Boob. It's amazing when you just say the first thing that comes to your head. Finally, a 10% chance. I've been sitting here for so long. I mean, it's been less than 10 minutes, but still. For 10% chance, you don't expect to be sitting there that long. This is a new Pokemon, Venonat. It is a bug type? Bug poison? I can't remember. I never used Venonat, so I'm not sure. But I can finally show you Char, who has been very instrumental here because he is good against these grass Pokemon we've been fighting in the wild. And Fire type is also good against Bug type. So, again, very useful. So the combination of Thunder Wave and Char has proven to be very effective for me. But while we're at it, oh, Confusion! I won't get to show it off because we're not going to be fighting, we're just throwing Pokeballs. Speaking of, you may notice the in-game design just seems like two halves that split. Originally, when they failed, they were supposed to split apart. They were originally intended to be more like capsules because of capsule monsters, which I forgot to mention. They originally wanted to shorten to Capumon before moving to Pocket Monsters, which got shortened to Pokemon, etc. You get it. The insect Pokemon. Its large eyes act as radars. In a bright place, you can see that they are clusters of many tiny eyes. Simple insect stuff. We will name you the creepier side of my favorite bug. Exeridus. It's honestly kind of cool name. It seems like some ancient god or something from some lore I would never care about. But Pokeballs in their modern design and as shown in the anime, not the manga. The manga shows their original game concept design. Shows them with a button in the middle and that they shrink and enlarge depending on what state they're in. They shrink to fit on your belt. And they enlarge to actually be able to send out the Pokemon. The technology is pretty confusing. But this is Route 25. Don't worry, there is tall grass up there, but there are no new Pokemon for us here. And I did want to say, if you are playing along in red, green, or blue, there is a Pokemon known as Abra you can catch that will try to teleport out of battle. The Great Ball, I recommend that for catching Abra, is in Route 24 and 25, and he is great for executing that glitch I've been talking about. He has the move Teleport, which teleports you to the last Pokemon Center you saved at. So, we will be using him, but we can't get him for just a little while longer. Anyway, next time we'll be exploring Route 25, and I will see you then. I'm LP Master 6.